Hello. um, if you've ever been to a game and saw me sing or do the drum thing or whatever, my name's Joe. You kind of know already who I am. I hope it doesn't come off too narcissistic or whatever. I'm really not trying to be. Um, but I felt the need to record something to address a couple of things. Number one, I'm recording this and releasing it on the Groove Machine page. As you know, maybe that I used to do a vodcast with a couple other guys from the Groove Machine called Beats, Balls, and Bourbon, and we used to release it on there as well. Uh, so I want you to know that this has nothing to do with any other member of the Groove Machine. Has nothing to do, since the Groove Machine is still affiliated with the Coopers, has nothing to do with the Coopers. This is my opinions about my issues with what I see going on and no one else's. I'm going to ask you personally, as a favor, if you've been a part of this the last 5 years, if you've come up to me and said thank you for whatever, or if you've listened to a drum thing and if and said, man, that's really cool, or if you've asked me to help with a cadence, or you said, man, that Vamos Morados or that purple, whatever it is that you may have asked me to help with a fundraiser, I'm asking you to please watch this. It's only going to be a few minutes, please, because I need to get this off my chest. Um, so this has nothing to, once again, has nothing to do with anybody else. Um, Obviously, there's been an issue. It started a few weeks ago with the murder of an individual, a cold-blooded murder that's kicked off a lot of stuff in this country, a lot of pent-up anger over a lot of different issues. There are people that are way wiser than me can talk about those things. But people have been using my name in conversation that I can't defend myself. So this is why I'm doing this. And I'm also challenging some people as well. So not in the sense of like a wrestling shoot. I'm not going to name any names. When I say challenge, you'll see what I mean. The event itself was heinous and it was disgusting. It was the worst thing I've ever seen in a video. And to think that it set off this massive firestorm that we're seeing now is unbelievable. But you know what? We live in crazy times, and it was bound to happen. Just a matter of time. So I want to speak to everybody that's a Lucidi supporter about a couple of things. Number one, as it relates to Black Lives Matter, the term itself, I'm on board 100%. You don't have to. After talking to people that I love and care about who are in that community, that I've known for 30 years and have deep, close personal relationships with, and them saying, "Man, well, why shouldn't I be pissed off? I'm still afraid to get in my car." That means that there's an obvious disconnect between the African American community and the police. That's it. There's nothing else to say about it. Why do people have to throw around this fucking hashtag? Well, yeah, well, all lives matter. Why would you do that? And I'm not saying that to pander. I'm saying that because it's the truth. Why would you do that? You know how much that hurts an individual? I've learned because people have told me. It hurts people's feelings. Stop hurting people's feelings. It's just awful. There's a disconnect. Can you just accept that? Man, I can't imagine being on the other side of that. But that's the second thing about this. I would never disrespect an African American and say that I understand. Don't do that. Just don't do that. You don't. You just don't. I don't know what it's like to be black in this country, and I've heard enough good people tell me that, yeah, here's the problems. But I am going to tell you what I did experience. As a young kid, very young kid, in the late 60s, my family moved into my hometown. My mother's name before she got married was Margarita del Hierro Martinez, okay? That's not Irish. And my father was Italian descent. Needless to say, we had a rough time, Okay, I'm not going to get into any of it. Brought up a lot of old memories. This whole event over the last few weeks has brought up some stuff that I haven't thought about in 50 years. And it's bad. I can't imagine living that every day. I only lived it, a relatively short period. And so when I talk about these things from both sides, I hope you understand that I don't have a perspective. Once again, I would never disrespect anyone who's black and say, I get it. I don't. But I will also tell the white kid who's running around kind of mindless sometimes, you have no clue. Stop. There's another side to this because I've seen both sides. So I'm talking from that perspective as well. Now, why am I doing this? There's been some issues with the Coopers recently. You've seen a lot of people from the board, and I've had a ton of people message me and call me. I figured I'd just do this, all right? When the Floyd murder occurred, there was an issue with the response from the Coopers. I'm going to speak for myself. I would never disrespect anybody else. People can speak as they choose about what they felt. I think everybody will defend me when I say this because my last meeting before I quit was this one. And I said, look, let people speak. If people want to speak, that's what we need. We need people talking about this. Something I've said to a lot of you already well before. That we need conversation. We need to talk. People need to express their feelings. Somebody wanted to write something with the Coopers. I forget. I'm not going to get, like I said, whoever. It doesn't matter who it was. I was like, please, that voice is necessary. We need people to talk. And apparently there was a movement of people who were like, that wasn't enough. All right. Can't argue that. You have your feelings. You're welcome to them. I look back at it now and I'm like, me personally, maybe I could have done more. Matter of fact, I could have done more. Okay. I'm trying to go back on a lifetime of 40 years where I've literally stood up for this stuff before. I can tell you, and I'm not doing this to brag, I'm telling you because it's the truth. I've spoken at town meetings. I've spoken at town halls. Springfield, New Jersey, Kearney, New Jersey, Union. I've spoken to masses of people, large masses of people publicly about the issues in the community when it comes to race relations and drugs, for example. Issues in the community when it comes to race relations and the police. I've been to police protests. I was doing police protests before some of you were fucking born. I've marched in King parades. Martin Luther King is one of my personal heroes. Why? Because peace and love is the only way to fix this. Man, I'm going to hurt some feelings when I say some of these things because of some of the stuff that was pushed on me from Twitter when I went back to that account. I've seen somebody talk about the kumbaya thing, that the kumbaya thing doesn't work. You know something? As restraining my anger as much as I can when I see somebody type, well, the kumbaya thing hasn't worked. You know who could tell you what didn't work? My mother. They didn't do the kumbaya thing in Spain in 1935. You know what they did? They went to fucking war. So all you fuckers that are sitting there talking about, the kumbaya things, while you pressed a little heart for the dopamine rush, so you feel like you're in a fucking crowd. If I get pissed off, I'm sorry, I love you, but I'm angry right now. The kumbaya thing didn't work? You think the violence thing fucking works? Ask the millions in Spain in the 30s that fucking died over this same issue. Communist on one side, fascist on the other. They devolved into two fucking ruthless mobs. There was no lawlessness on either side anymore. The righteousness was gone. It just turned into ruthless murder. My mother saw her fucking father executed. I can't imagine what that's like. Can you? Mr. fucking Kumbaya guy. And all you all that fucking were like, yeah, the Kumbaya thing doesn't work. Fuck you. Fuck you. The fuck you know about it? All you all that were fucking doing about it, that were sitting there, yeah, the Kumbaya thing doesn't work. When's the last time you raised your fucking fist in somebody's face, huh? Bitch? When? When's the last time you fucking stood up in the front of a fucking line instead of Twitter? From the safety of your home with your 3 fucking kids. Here, motherfucker. Here, you see that? Here. Don't fucking talk about violence unless you've never fucking experienced it. You fucking pathetic. The only thing that works is the kumbaya thing, assholes. It's the only thing that works. Violence fixes nothing. Hate fixes nothing. Hate is fucking poison. See that? I don't know if you can see it. From an 8-year-old white kid who punched me in the fucking face one time. Called me a spick. Hate fixes that. What am I supposed to do? Go back and punch him? So all you all that are like, well, the kumbaya thing doesn't work, you're a fucking moron. Shut the fuck up, get to the back of the fucking line. And you got a problem with that? Come see me. Individually. One at a time. Come fucking see me. Eye to eye, man to man. And you'll find out how the fucking kumbaya thing doesn't work. Bitch. Christ. You're going to tell me that you advanced the argument more than Martin Luther King? More than Bobby Kennedy? You fucking Twitter warriors. Fuck you. Moving on. I mentioned the Black Lives Matter thing. Absolutely. The phrase itself, totally into it. However, my solution has nothing to do with collectivism. I will not give a penny. I will not give a penny, not 1 cent, to an organization, any organization, that espouses collectivist or Marxist ideology. I think I said that already. I'm so fucking pissed off I can't even remember. I won't do it. That will just devolve society into death, and we're one step away. Because as this gentleman, Bart Weinstein, just said on a show that I just watched, and he's so right, it is a rudderless revolution. You all are out there screaming, and I'm not saying it's not justified. I'm not judging you. I'm not saying that you're wrong for being pissed off about this stuff. Okay? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that it's rudderless. People running around, they don't even know what the fuck they're pissed off at anymore. Justifying rocks and people getting pissed on and fucking spit on. There's no justification for this. It doesn't help anything. There's no way this gets fixed with violence. None. The only way this gets fixed is with love. I know it's hard. It's the slow fucking slog. I know. You have to tell me. Anyway. Therefore, I will not, in any way, shape, or form, support an organization or anyone that thinks that the collectivist mentality will fix this. It won't. There's a reason I'm an individualist, because I learned a long time ago, loving people directly. Interpersonal communication. Stop judging people that you've never met. For God's sake, stop with this. All those people over there, blah, blah, blah. All those people over there, well, they're blah, blah. Fuck, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. How do you know, motherfucker? How do you know? You've never met them. I recently had an interaction with somebody that I love dearly. See those people over there? They're white supremacists. How do you know? I can just tell. What? When the fuck did that happen? Look up the word fucking bigotry. Look it up. Bigotry, born from hate. Hate is violence. Hate is poison. Hence, nothing gets fucking fixed. If I want to know something about you, I will fucking ask you. You want to know something from me? Ask me. What the fuck became so hard? What? So anyway, apparently this meeting had a bunch of people that came to it that are looking to move the board in a certain direction with the Coopers. Fine. God bless. I hope you turn it into whatever you want to turn it into. I got no problem with. I don't judge ideology. You evaluate it for action and consequence. That's just fair. But for the people that are running for the Cooper's board, I have 4 questions for you. Basing this on all of the inclusiveness and diversity I keep hearing about from this community. That's all I hear all day long. Inclusive, diversity, inclusiveness, diversity. I could write a fucking pop tune to it. And it's a good message. We should be inclusive and we should be diverse. All right, Coopers, all that are running for something, I hope you will answer the following 4 questions. And for people in the other supporter groups that watch this, ask yourselves them too. Number 1, if I'm a Cooper and we're inclusive and diverse, do I get to run a fundraiser for Right to Life? Fucking heads are exploding, right? How dare you? What do you mean, how dare I? We're inclusive and diverse, aren't we? Right? You understand what inclusive and diverse means, right? No, you don't. Inclusive and diverse on the exterior. And you think that that's the way to fucking get things done. It's a start. I am absolutely 100% down with inclusive and diversity when you start talking about things like that were brought up recently in England about the lack of African American or African coaches, African descent coaches. Absolutely. Fuck yeah, man. Are you kidding? Of course this needs to happen. It needs to happen. People need role models. If we're going to integrate successfully, we need to have this happen. So don't you fucking dare say that I'm sitting here that that's not a good idea. It is a good fucking idea. But it's not the only fucking idea. What happened to diversity up here? That don't matter? How do you change shit with this? When's the last time this turned around and said to you, hey, maybe you shouldn't have that fucking beer? When's the last time this turned around and said, yeah, I got to study for that test? This is the true diversity. Right here. The fucking brain is your true diversity. That needs to count. And I'm not saying that because I support Right to Life. I've never given a penny to Right to Life or anything else when it comes to that stuff. I'm using this as examples. I want you to understand something. I'm not espousing any of these positions of these next 4 questions. I should have said that up. I should have said that up front. I'm not picking sides. I'm using this for debate, for conversation. Remember debate? Remember conversation? Remember when people used to sit across? I do. I remember we used to sit across from each other and fucking, man, but what, blah, blah. Well, yeah, blah, 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 and fucking be like, all right, let's go have a beer. And all the issues were just as fucking nasty as they were today. We don't do that anymore. There's reasons. So that's number 1. While we're talking about inclusiveness and diversity. Do I get to run a fundraiser for Right to Life? Do you support that? Number 2. I remember I used to have a police hat from 9/11. I don't know where it is. I actually looked for it today. I can't find it. Can I wear my police gear and play drums? Is that okay to do? Or are all cops pigs? Let me say something to you that have shared hashtag ACAB. Fuck you. Fuck you. You know why? Who the hell thinks they know everybody when they've never met anybody? It goes right back to that collectivist mentality. All cops are this because somebody fucking told me they were. Really? All right. Of course, I am 100% going back to what I said. Of course, I am 100% respecting the Black Lives Matter meaning. I absolutely do. I want to help shore this thing up in whatever way I can, but I'm not going to do it in a collectivist manner. I'm going to do it in an individualist manner. I want people to create connections and reach out to people directly, not through some fucking idiot fucking asshole on cable television. Why do you let these motherfuckers think for you? Why? So do I get to wear my police gear? Or does that make me a fucking racist? I understand there's a disconnect. I have nothing but grieving. I know people that have suffered from this kind of shit personally, starting with my family, starting with people that I love and know that I grew up with who are African American. You have to fucking tell me. I get it. But this is not a binary situation. It's not either or. Why can't you show just the tiniest bit of fucking empathy for individuals, the vast majority of which are good, who stand online 12 hours a fucking night for a month having people spit on them, call them fucking names, call them, use racial slurs, because that's out there too, all you fucking lefties that think that this shit don't happen on the left. And Molotov cocktails, people being pissed on, bricks being thrown at them. And you're supposed to be like, and then one asshole that I just stopped talking to, well, that's part of their job. That's not part of their fucking job. It is not part of their fucking job to be abused by the populace that they're trying to protect. Are there bad? Of course there's bad. If you're an individualist, you understand that you work this shit out person by person. You don't just throw labels on people. You don't just throw labels on groups. You don't fucking look at one group and say, hey, look at that group, they're this. And hey, look at that group. That's how this fucking shit started. All blacks are stupid, right? Don't you understand that that's how all this fucking nonsense started? That's how this all started. Labeling individuals. Labeling people without knowing them. And now we're going to hashtag ACAB. You know what? You that uses the ACAB hashtag, why don't you go toe-to-toe with a fucking cop in a room? Man to man. Huh? Or even man to woman. Equal power. Leave all the weapons outside, shut the fucking door, and see what happens. You'll find out. Collectivist bullshit. I refuse to be a part of it. So do I get to wear my gear? Am I a racist? Miss, whatever person that's running for the Cooper board? No? Yeah? Okay. I hope you'll answer these questions. I'm literally asking you to answer these questions. Let's move on to number 3. I'll never sing the national anthem again. Obviously, that's not going to happen. But if I was to sing the national anthem again, can I kneel on a pride flag? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings? Can I kneel on a pride flag singing the national anthem? Because it's just a piece of cloth. Who the fuck are you to tell anybody what's sacred to them? Who? At the same time, for all the people on the right, who the fuck are you to tell people what they're offended by? You see, that's both sides. That's having the objective ability to look at both sides of this fucking thing and understand what the fuck is going on. There are people that look at the flag and they feel nothing but repression because they've never gotten the ability to live that fucking dream that all these fucking clowns on the right turn around and say, well, you never feel? Of course they didn't get a chance. That's why they're pissed off. I get it. Kneel all you fucking want. What it means to you is what it means to you. I get it. I fucking get it as best as I can. Here's why I don't. Because the principle behind what it's one of three reasons. The principle behind what this flag means to me is perfect. The people that came up with it, yeah, definitely not perfect. Definitely not perfect. But the principle that you should be given the opportunity to live any life that you want, free of any oppression based on any immutable characteristic, is perfect. It's a perfect principle. And that's what that flag means to me. And of course I recognize, and I've said this on interviews on TV, on the news after the USL games. You can go back and look at it. That when I sing it, I don't just sing it for the patriotism of it. It's for the hope that we'll figure out all the things that we're doing that are fucked up, that we can fix it. Because there's a lot of fucked up shit going on. No, it's not equal. You've never heard me say there's no such thing as systemic racism. You've never heard that. What I have said is, please give me the parts of the system that are fucked up and let me help you fix them. You think politicians are going to do that? The fuck you waiting for? They've been telling us they were going to fix that for 50 years. Where are they? I want to help. I want to help in a very specific way. Christ. So do I get to kneel on the pride flag? It's just a piece of cloth. Oh, by the way, I was doing shit as a straight white male, kind of white. I was doing things to support pride and support my friends in the LGBTQ community before some of you motherfuckers were born. You don't get to lecture me on this. There are people that I love dearly. What do I give a shit who they sleep? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are on the outside. It doesn't. Christ. So do I get to do that? Right? Inclusive. Because there are people that the American flag means way more to them than the pride flag. And they want to protest. Are you okay with that? Number 4. How about before that cheer that I wrote for you, Start Wearing Purple, the one that everybody likes to sing? Can I lead the group in prayer before that? Yeah, right. There's an edge to this movement that's utterly godlessness. I get that I know a lot of atheists. I don't care. I love you. I'm not. You are. Do you? Have I ever, in 5 years, opened the Bible in front of your face? Of course not. It's not what I go to soccer games for. I'd be lying to you if I was the most devout, because I'm not. I'm far from it. But I have a faith in a power far above, beyond what I see and feel. I've experienced it in my life. I'm not preaching. I'm just letting you know. And I have endured insults in front of my face from people who are atheists, and I'm supposed to just walk away. Right? Inclusive and diverse. Huh? Fuck you. Inclusive and diverse. You got to be fucking kidding me. You fucking people don't want anything about inclusiveness and diversity? It's a small, minute group of people from a social, political position. Oh, and by the way, when you say, well, Black Lives Matter isn't political, please continue to show your fucking ignorance. Please. And if I hurt your feelings, I don't give a shit. You hurt mine all the fucking time. You don't talk to me about anything. You don't care. I've done more for you than you fucking done more for me. You don't give a shit how I feel. Why should I give a flying fuck how you feel? So don't get there and go, oh, I'm insulted. I'm twittering now. Look at me Twitter. I'm so angry. Joe said, blah, 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 atheist, blah, blah, blah. Fuck off. You know how many times I've heard people fucking make jokes about faith in front of my face and I just walk away? You don't give a shit. Why should I care? If you're hurt by what I just said. You know what, though? I kind of am. Because my spirituality is at the core of who I am. My belief that love is the only thing that's going to fix this. For all you all, Kumbaya, I never fixed anything, even though I'm too much of a fucking coward to ever fight for anything. I'm a Twitter warrior. If you ever said, man, that Joe dude, he's a pretty good guy, that's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. How inclusive are the Coopers if they make fun of people who believe in God? How inclusive are the Coopers that can't respect individuals who think that the flag means something special to them? Who the fuck? How narcissistic do you fucking have to be to turn around to somebody and say, well, it's just a fucking piece of cloth and it's just a song? You sound like the fucking rednecks that you hate, you fucking idiot. It's just a song and a flag, but I'm going to go get my pride flag. And like I said, Like I said, I was fighting for the rights of individuals who I don't even share from an emotional standpoint before some of you assholes were fucking born. I'll line people up from here to Jeffersonville to let you know if you want. I'll do it. Christ. Think about other people before you think about yourself. That's how you change the fucking world. Individually, one person at a time. Not some groupthink fucking brainless nonsense. Everybody over there is evil because they're wearing blue uniforms. Yeah, except the motherfuckers who take a bullet for you. Which ones, please? Which ones are evil? The African American women who are cops, are they evil? What kind of fucking situation do you think that they have to deal with in their community? We've already acknowledged truly that there's a separation between the police society, through the police and the African American community. Black lives fucking matter. I get it. I'm with you. I understand what that means. So, Mr. White kid in your mid-30s or early 30s while you're marching around in your fucking skinny little pants, who's never fucking raised a fist in his life in defense of anybody, who's never put his own fucking chin on the line for a human being ever in their fucking life, you're going to call out an African American woman? Fuck you. Fuck you. How fucking dare you? That woman has to deal with 10 times more, 100 times more on a daily basis just to fucking wake up. You acknowledge that when you're walking around saying, Black Lives Matter, because somebody told me. I was watching the news and I'm watching all these guys and I'm part of a crowd and I better do this because I have no power on my own, so I need to fucking be part of something. Who the fuck are you to tell an African American woman who's a cop? ACAB, right? All cops are bitches? You fucking pieces, you idiots who say this shit. I'm saying this all out of love. I want you to change. But you need to hear this the way it needs to be fucking said, you mamalukes. You fucking need to hear this. I'm scared to go to a Lou City game right now. I don't want to go. Why? Because this ain't going to stop. This isn't going to fucking stop. You think it's going to stop in a few months? You nuts? This train is on the rails, man, and it's off. It's going. It is a rudderless revolution. People are just screaming and yelling. They kind of think they know why, but they really don't. And there's no one to say, everyone fucking stop. Calm down. You may hate that fucking asshole Trump, and I'm no fan of the motherfucker. That's for sure. There's one thing. The other side has a leader that tells them to stop or start. I know. I mentioned his name. Everybody fucking melts into a toxic pool of fucking ooze. When did that start? We had political arguments all the fucking time. When did it all of a sudden turn into this? What the fuck? Jesus. Jesus. So I've asked 4 questions. I would like some answers to the people that are part of the Coopers, people that are voting for the board. Can I raise money for Right to Life? Can I wear a police gear? Can I kneel on the pride flag and still represent the Coopers? And can I lead the group in prayer? Why am I saying that? I'm not saying that to insult you. I'm saying that to expose something. Like I said, inclusiveness and diversity? No. No fucking way. No, stop with the lies. So what you need to do, Coopers that are going to run this board, drop the fucking pretense. Drop it. You're not inclusive and diverse. Just say we espouse social progressive values and state them clearly. That we think that the police state is bullshit. That we think that blah, blah, blah. State them. State your social progressive values. I'm okay with this. I don't share your values, but I totally get it. You have a right to do this. Do it. But stop with the inclusiveness and diversity bullshit. Because it's bullshit. Be you and be the best you possibly can be. But I hope you understand you're ostracizing people. You are literally throwing people out of the group that won't want to be a part of it anymore. Unless you truly become inclusive and diverse. And that means embracing Christians. That means embracing people who think, maybe I'm not a big fan of ending lives before they're born, at least at some point. Talking to people about it. Once again, keep me out of the fucking argument. I'm just acting as a moderator. I'm out of that. Maybe acknowledging, having the audacity while you're marching around saying shit like, I'm embarrassed. I give up my whiteness. Motherfucker, you can't give up your whiteness. You're white, motherfucker. That's all there is to it. You're white. Live with it. Good and bad. Because if you understood in here is what really matters, your character and your passion and your decency, no one would give a flying fuck about your race. I don't. I probably burned a lot of bridges. I don't care. I don't care. I'm watching my country die. I'm watching a country that has the most perfect principle, even though, like I said, we fucked it up so bad. A promise of equality for all people. Written into law. Poorly executed. But we have people that want to rip that document up. Replace it with what, dumb motherfucker? What are you going to replace it that's better? If you've listened this far, I want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your community. I hope I've helped. I don't know what I can do now because I'm probably going to be called a racist and a whateverist and an ageist and a fucking whatever. And there are Marxists in this group who want me dead now. I'm not saying that as a joke. They're releasing this video and I'm being, fuck it. This may sound melodramatic to you because you may be in the middle of this stuff. But there are people that are really passionate about that whole Maoist thing that I'm now on the block. So that's that. Whatever status I had in this community is fucking gone. Whatever. I believe in love, peace, decency, and working shit out for everybody way more than I believe in Louisville City, here I go. As much as I love this team and as much as I've proven that I love this community. I've said my piece. I got nothing else to say. I'm disappearing for a week, maybe 5, maybe forever. Because I don't know what to do. I love the Groove Machine guys and gals. I hope you know how much I've enjoyed it. But there's no way they're going to let me come over there and play now. So, and besides, I just want to do soccer. When I go to a soccer game, I just want to do soccer. And there's, this, like I said, there's a massive tidal wave. It's just got to roll by. I've told people, and I posted this to end it. You can't stop a tidal wave. You just got to let it go. When it's done, assess the damage, decide whether if you want to rebuild or not, and then get on with your life. And that's what I'm doing. I know I've been very, very rough on some people. You know who you are. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Just means I'm pissed off at you. Hope you understand that. No matter what happens, I hope you all are okay, and I wish you the very best. Thank you for listening.